So here we are backstage at the Electronic Arts British Academy Children's Awards. I've got three very smiley people here with me. They're all responsible for the best entertainment show, known as Hedz. How are you feeling?
Oh, just completely blown away. I just really was not expecting this at all.
Has it sunk in yet? Or do you still hear the announcement in your heads?
I think it's beginning to sink in. What do you reckon? Just
it
about.
Was. I think the fact is, it was such strong competition with Basil and Smart, and So, and it was like, we're really chuffed, and it's flabbergasted, really. So. Yeah.
Of course, Nick, you're polishing your second BAFTA here, aren't you? Because you won, was it back in 2005 for Series Arctic?
Yes, yeah, I did actually. It might. Yes, we also won a Scottish BAFTA actually a couple of weeks ago, so maybe the third.
Chuck that in as well.
Yeah, sorry. But no, this is the one that means a lot because it was hard work. It was a tough old programme to pull off. We had a lot of laughs along the way, but
we did almost nearly die.
It was,
due to overwork, but we're fine.
Sure.
We're fine.
Overworking at the BBC, don't we?
Surely never happens.
So, how do you explain sticking cardboard heads to people as being funny? How does that work? Have you got a system?
The thing is, you don't have to explain it. Before we made the series, what we did was we went out to a group of kids in schools and said, how about sticking a load of big heads on your head and seeing what happens? And they had people like Britney Spears and Jason Donovan and God knows who, didn't they? And,
I think
they loved it.
Probably the funniest thing I saw was when we first did it, and Eric put her head on and waddled down the corridor and said, "It's like this."
It's all in the war. Once we got the movement right, we were away.
In a brown street, there's a brown house called number 10 Browning Street. And in the brown house lives a man with a frown.
Evening, Prime Minister Brown. My main man. In it.
Mr. Brown has a country to run. And he's a very serious man. Oh, dear.
Do you think the fascination with celebrity helps as well? There are some fairly well-known people in there. Let's talk about Orlando Bloom and Captain Jack in the bath. Should we talk about that?
Oh, Johnny and Orlando in the bath.
Yeah.
How did we get away with it? It was kind of... I think, actually, that was... We brainstormed that with a group of kids. And they said, we'd like to do Johnny and Orlando. And then we said, well, where will we put them? And they said, in the bath. So we went off and wrote the script.
So does it ever work where you'll have a brainstorming session and maybe you've got two boys who are really into a boys' theme and the one girl goes, I'm not so sure that'll appeal to the girls? Or do you normally just decide on things and it just works?
Well, what happened there was we had exactly that situation. Everyone wanted Wayne Rooney. The girls didn't want Wayne Rooney. So we clad Wayne Rooney into a dress and then duped him up into the Wayne Rooney twins. So it sort of worked for everyone, I think.
Is there something about the show that you can tell us that's, you have that what's your favourite moment, what's your worst moment sort of question, but is there a moment that really stands out for you whilst making Hedz that maybe want to make you go back and do another series?
Actually, I think it's a moment after we made Hedz, which was we looked on a popular website where children and anybody can get to make their own programmes, and a bunch of children have made their own Hedz, and that just made us feel great.
Yeah.